So we're going to turn things over to Phil, who recently got a chance to interview Michael Ironside, who you might remember from such films as Top Gun, Terminator Salvation, and over 100 movies he's actually done in his career, which is incredible. But right now he's going to talk to us about his new role in The Bannen Way, the infamous Gun Oxen 6Q, and a whole lot more right here on The Gun Oxen Show.
And we're here with Michael Ironside, the actor. You may know him from numerous movies and television appearances, Total Recall, Starship Troopers, Perfect Storm, and more recently Terminator Salvation. So I'd like to welcome Michael to the podcast here.
How you doing?
For me, as a child of the 80s, the first thing I think of when I hear your name is your role in Top Gun. Is that one of your most recognized roles, or do you think it really just depends on which generation people are from?
I can pretty well tell somebody's age. There's like the 30s to 40s of Top Gun. Before that, it was Free Willy. Well, not before that, but you know, the age group.
Age group, yeah.
Total Recall, Starship Troopers, T4, and then there's the V series. It all depends on what somebody brings up. You can pretty well nail their age down.
Yeah.
I actually, I'm well into my late 50s now. And I'll be 60 in about a month. And I ran into a young lady, came up and said, "Are you related to Michael Ironside?" I said, "Yeah." And she goes, "In what relationship?" I said, "I am Michael." And she goes, "Really? What happened to you?" And she had been watching films on video and had no idea when and what time they'd come from. She'd been watching them on Netflix. And the look on her face was devastating. It was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry."
Well, I guess that just means that you were involved in some timeless projects, though.
Well, it tells me that they're around for a long bloody time. It's been 40 years.
Yeah, that's true. Some classics there for sure. I mean, your role in Top Gun as Jester, you know, the training pilot, for people that don't know, you've got some killer sound voiceover type stuff there that's still getting used, samples on all different things, you know, throughout pop culture.
Yeah, there's usually a line in every one of those large films like Jester's Dead, or I'll See You at the Party, or You Ain't Want to Live Forever, you know, I mean, or I Hate That Goddamn Whale. I mean, everyone, it's amazing how I'll be walking through airports, people will bark lines at me and just wait.
Yeah, do you know how many movies you've been in?
No, I don't. Somebody told me it's well over 140, though.
It's a little ridiculous when you think about it, though, isn't it?
I don't know. I mean, you don't really talk to a plumber how many toilets he's installed, you know.
That's true. Well, a lot more work goes into a movie, though.
It's like I've been fortunate enough to stay healthy and been able to work.
Yeah, definitely. You stayed very active. If I'm looking down your list of projects you've been involved with, it seems like you have something going on all the time.
I think I accepted a long time that I was never going to be one, leading man, sort of Gregory Dancer kind of leading guy, you know. And I'm just real happy to work. My dad used to refer to it as running away and joining the circus, and you know what I've done. You know, the movie business is like a circus. I direct, I write, I help people with their editing. It's film industry's a way of life. If you're just going to be an actor or just be a kind of personality, I don't think you can have much longevity, but, you know.
Yeah, getting involved behind the scenes is good, too. Now, do you have any preference on, like, your favorite, whether it's movie, television, whether you prefer directing versus acting versus different types of roles?
No, I think my philosophy over the years is take the best of what's offered me, embrace it, accept it, do the best you can, and move to the next project when it's done. And it's served me quite well. An old friend of mine turned me on to it. He was working with Jesse and Mark Gant, and he said, "You should have a look at this. They're interested in working with you. Send it over." And I was absolutely amazed at the quality of the writing. You know, it was very clever, very bright. Then I met with Jesse and Mark, the director and lead actor and the writers, and they were just as charming as the script was. You know, that's a nice thing, because you get a lot of things that just aren't well written. They just aren't. Mm-hmm. And it's hard to find good projects, that are quality.
Okay, and of course you're referring to the Bannen Way, which is the
web series. Jesse Warren and Mark Gant. That's what this interview is about.
Okay, can you tell us about that project, about the Bannen Way, that show?
No, Bannen Way is a project that was sent to me. It deals with a fast-talking, kind of charming lead actor that is played by Mark Gant, and whose father is the chief of police, and whose uncle is the local kind of crime lord. My brother, which is played by Robert Forrest, and it basically talks about. It follows him as he tries to pay back a huge debt to the mob or to his uncle, and at the same time stay out of trouble with his father, me, who's the chief of police. So it's kind of like, he's strung up between the yin and yang of his existence, and it's quite clever, quite fun. Got some really really attractive people in it, and really talented people in it.
And so, and you're playing his father, the chief of police. Do you have any insight into that character? Is it something you've done before, or?
When I read it, it was very interesting. I wanted to. We talked about it when I met them. I said I'd like to play the character, and we didn't alter any of the writing. I just wanted to play him as somebody who believes you are your action. You know, you're not your clothes, you're not your car, the things you stand by, or the people you're standing with. You are your action. You lie, you're a liar. You steal, you're a thief. You know, you cheat, you're not worth trusting, that sort of thing. And try and find something that's a mirror opposite to what Robert Forster's character is about, who's a character who's trying to pass on his legacy. The Mark's character, the lead character, is trying to give him all his power, his money, his authority as a gangster. And I see him as all about, you are your money, you are your power, you are your car, you are the people standing around you. And so it was kind of interesting. We built the character as being kind of Stone Age, you know, kind of a revolver rather than an automatic weapon. You know, I even right down to the mustache and a little cookie duster out of my left. I wanted to have like a 1930s or maybe even a Western look to him. And I think it worked. Have you seen it?
Yeah, I've seen. I've seen a few clips of it. I guess I'm trying to understand the whole web series concept. I guess they're 6 or 7 minute segments.
I don't know about the web series concept. I think how you deliver something. I really don't think changes the quality of it.
Exactly.
I mean, it's the nature of the beast these days. That in the old days you used to do pilots, and if it didn't work, you just threw them away. But now money's a lot tighter and stuff, so we wanted to have more than one life. And this is a webisode where it's chopped up into these multiple web series type things. I think it's also being released as a DVD movie, and it's also acting as a pilot for network television. So, I think a project has to operate and have more than one life for it to be financially responsible these days.
Yeah, it seems like a natural evolution that things would start moving online like this. So this is the first one in particular I've seen, but
how you bake the pie doesn't really matter. It's all baking the pie is pretty well the same way. How they deliver it or cut it up. And the distribution of it and stuff like that is completely. It's not really something that affects your work on set or the interaction with other actors and the creative side.
Well, that's the Bannen way, and now we're still speaking with Michael Ironside, and we're going to get into our Gnoxon 6 questions.
6Q.
Who is your favorite athlete?
Favorite athlete?
Yes.
In light of yesterday, probably Brett Favre.
Okay.
Anyone can operate for that long at that level with that kind of consistency. I think you got to be more than just an athlete. These days you got to be a good human being and live a kind of an examinable life if you're going to have any kind of longevity. And I think he's done that.
Who is your favorite hottie?
Hottie like what?
Like actresses or models or.
Is that my wife or Jennifer Connelly? I guess.
Okay, yeah, your wife doesn't count, so Jennifer Connelly is your answer there.
My wife counts big time. You have no idea.
Well, my listeners don't care about your wife, I gotta tell you.
Jennifer Connelly kind of looks like my wife, actually.
Who is your favorite comedian?
Richard Pryor. I don't know. Eddie Izzard. I like the way he takes on very challenging subjects with a very light hand and a very clever hand. He makes things funny and insightful, and he allows people to look at things they normally wouldn't look at in a kind of a safe way.
What is your favorite movie?
To Kill a Mockingbird comes up in my head, and I went, oh yeah, somebody with dignity, somebody with authority. But yeah, that book had a huge impact on me.
What is your favorite gadget?
Wow. I don't know, my wife's little Mini Cooper. That's a pretty good gadget. That and Sawzalls. I love Sawzalls.
Yeah. And the last one is, what is your favorite beer?
I don't drink. I know Barge, root beer.
Okay.
Barks.
Barks, yeah. Okay.
And Wishing Well. As a kid, I loved out in Canada, I loved Wishing Well root beer.
All right, well, thank you for your time. And again, it's Michael Ironside with the new web series, The Bannen Way.
You take care.
All right, thanks, Michael.
Bye-bye now.